And of course, the most important output of this convergence is that it has to be from data to decision. Everything, even in asset integrity, depends on decision. Obviously, I need to acknowledge my alma mater, MSU Baroda and IIT Kharagpur, and my professional alma mater, IGCAR Kalpakam and G Global Research, which is where I learned everything what I'm talking about today. Asset integrity, again, talked since morning, and everybody aware, we really don't want engineering failures in whichever industry it is. And that is where a lot of responsibility lies on all of us collectively, be it materials engineers, asset integrity engineers, inspection engineers, and so on, to do that. And while NDE has made lots of progress on the flaw detection side, I think, as you know, basically, if you can also use NDE for stress detection as well as for microstructure and damage detection, that will be the day asset integrity can almost be done fully in non-destructive manner. And we are still going headed that way, but we are very far from that. So as asset integrity engineers, this is probably the key statement: don't let bad things happen to good materials. I mean, that is really the message we need to carry as asset integrity engineers, to see that if all the good material and all the good design has been done, an asset will obviously undergo degradation, and that is where we come in, using various technologies which we are talking of and will continue to talk of, to ensure that the asset can be continued to use, life can be extended, and so on. And so NDE is a cradle to grave technology. You're all familiar, starts from raw materials, goes on to the end of life. And this is again something which you're all familiar. The challenge for all of us as asset integrity engineers is the fact that we are dealing with a large number of materials, large number of designs, complex designs, and of course the demand from the industry of almost zero shutdown time or minimum shutdown time, and of course the asset size. You know, we have very small assets to large assets, tons of different material, tons of different damage mechanisms, and that is where doing any kind of asset integrity and inspection makes it more challenging. So when I talk about the core is the NDE inspection methodologies, and it has undergone a lot of change over the last 2 decades. You all know of ultrasound, electromagnetic, and so many other techniques, infrared, and so on. So here is just a quick snapshot of how the technique or the fundamental NDE technique has developed, from conventional ultrasound to phased array ultrasound to time of flight diffraction to full matrix capture to total focusing method to guided wave ultrasound, which can do good work job on the pipes, and so on. And if you go to the electromagnetic techniques, the entire spectrum is getting covered, from the basic magnetic flux leakage to eddy current. And in eddy current, you have so many different methods. For say ferromagnetic materials today, you have remote field eddy current testing, partial saturation, full saturation method. And then going beyond eddy current in the frequency, you have microwave and terahertz. And that again is a very, very powerful technology, which is still growing, but you'll see a lot of use. And I think all of you, especially in the oil industry, are probably struggling a lot with your FRP assets. And FRP assets can be very well inspected by a good combination, in my opinion, of both ultrasound and microwave technology, which is the microwave and terahertz are very good for dielectric materials, while the rest of the techniques are very good typically for metallic materials. So huge amount of development. We're not getting into the details. And then comes the instrumentation and sensor development, which has also happened with all the VLSI technologies. The instruments have become so robust and so compact that today you can do great things with that. Sensors, again, everything has moved from single element to array elements, be it of course ultrasound, eddy current array, and of course the digital X-ray detectors. The Professor Krishnan already mentioned about the ND 4.0, so that's how the whole thing as revolution has happened from ND 1.0 to 1.4.0, where today we are all talking about digital transformation. So today it's all the convergence of physical and digital, which is going to matter a lot. And so for ND 4.0, you really have to go through this steps of digitization, digitalization, and digital transformation. Most of us are still in step 1 and step 2. A transformation is a cultural change in the entire organization, and that I believe will take a long time for any organization in the world. But it's good enough if we focus even on step 2, get to step 2 as fast as possible to get better, benefits of the whole digital revolution which is happening. And there again, Professor Jagdish talked about data lakes and stuff like that. Very, very important. The amount of data which we will be generating when we use all these advanced technologies of robotics and drones need to be put on data lakes, and that information on that data has to be converted into useful decisions. So very, very challenging jobs ahead of us as we integrate. Data security is an issue, data quality is an issue, okay, but we'll have to deal with that. And to deal with all that data, of course, we have all the enablers like AI, which we talk of. Several people talked about that, and that certainly, as we all know, is going to change our lives very much if it has already not done so. And I'm not getting into the details of AI, how AI works, but that's a very powerful tool, especially in the world of inspection, when we are starting to gather more and more data, and we would like to reduce the cognitive burden on the human brain or the human operator who does not sit and make all the decisions. So lot has been done, lot is happening in the world of AI in terms of automation, or what we call as ADR, automatic defect recognition. You can do inspection planning using AI. You can do tons of different things. It's up to the imagination of the industry how you want to utilize AI. Of course, there are challenges. I won't say we are, everything is great and everything will work very well. You have to deal with those challenges right from the very fundamental thing about how much do we trust our AI algorithms. And so the biggest AI 2 trends which we are going to be seeing is obviously the generative AI, which all of you have now heard of, ChatGPT, and the trustworthy AI. I mean, the question always gets asked, how do I trust my AI algorithm? And so the big topic today is on generative AI and trustworthy AI, and they will play a very big role even in our own world of inspection and asset integrity as we go forward. So among the several enablers, very quickly, robotics, very key enabler, can really revolutionize and give you fantastic speed and coverage of assets, be it a boiler, be it a storage tank like this, and then combine that with AI and other visualization tools, and you can have a visual interpretation of which are the high risk areas, which are low risk areas, and that's what makes the whole process much more efficient. And of course, drone has been talked a lot from since morning, and nobody can escape that, the fact that it's such a powerful delivery mechanism, especially for large assets, be it boilers, be it storage tanks, be it pressure vessels, be it wind turbines, and so on and so forth. And when you combine that with AI, here is how a drone image taken of an asset in a refinery the AI algorithms can automatically highlight the corrosion areas, and so you could send your inspection engineers only to the selected areas and do what you want. And the next one, of course, is the entire reality, or augmented virtual mixed reality, extended reality, what do you want to call. Again, that was shown in the video. That's something which is going to change the world of how we visualize, an immersive visualization of assets, and making decisions much more easier or much more reliable when you combine all of these. It can be a great training tool. It can be a great visualization tool where you combine inspection data with damage and other evaluation data and so on, and can be a real game changer. Last but not the least is about digital twins. That's again something where you have a digital replica of a physical asset and data connects both the worlds. And combining the process knowledge, the product knowledge, and the physics, you can really get to some very excellent predictive algorithms and do some predictive analytics, so that you can do a much more better prediction of your asset integrity as to when you want to probably take the next shutdown, or which part on the plant needs probably more attention. And I mean, the possibilities are immense. It's again left to the imagination of the individuals and the organization on how they would like to make use of that. And it's just not that, it has multiple benefits even in the in the business model and so on and so forth. So here is an example of a digital twin of a pressure vessel. Again, not getting into the details, but once done, they did find out that about 45% reduction in equipment downtime and 25% maintenance cost reduction. So which company would not like to have that kind of benefits by using this advanced technology? So as I said, it's all about convergence. So here is a kind of a macro picture of how we are looking at the future of how the assets, even in remote locations, will be eventually monitored from a central location, combining digital twins, AR, VR, AI, and robotics, drones, every single enabler of what we call as ND 4.0. And there's nothing different. This is the most latest Gartner's emerging technologies impact radar. And I'm not going into the details, but if you can look, almost everything which we are talking of is there. So which means that's the trend with which the world is moving, not just in the case of asset integrity or our plants or inspection, but in general. So we need to keep pace with the trend. And the only thing which I can say is that to really make this successful, we really need industry pull. I mean, I would like more and more industries to kind of, jump in and, encourage a lot of startups who are all doing this to kind of, help you out with this whole concept of ND 4.0 combined with asset integrity. And then I think we can do really wonders. Before I formally end, I just put in my plug of our annual conference ND 2023, which is going to be held in Pune during December 7 to 9. Welcome all of you to please attend. That's an entirely ND specific conference where all technologies will get discussed. With that, thank you very much, and thanks once again for the opportunity for this.
Also do another plugin for ND
4.0. Yeah.
Conference in
Bangalore.
February
2025 International Conference on ND 4.0, where all these technologies will be deliberated in more detail. Thank you very much.